Hi, Miss Curdy here, and today for this video we're going to still be working on lesson 8-3, but now we're going to be rounding to the nearest hundreds. So let's go ahead and fill out our chart again, remembering it goes down, and when we fill in our hundreds, this will be a useful tool to help us with rounding. So when we think about rounding to the nearest hundred, there's a lot more numbers that we have possible. So we always want to think about what is exactly in the middle of our hundreds. So in between 200 and 300, we know that 250 would be right in the middle. So let's think about the number 267, and we want to think what two numbers is that in between. So I know 267 would fall in between 200 and 300. And I want to be thinking, who is it closer to? So if I can think about what number would be exactly in the middle between 200 and 300 like we did here, we know that that's 250. So that would be our midpoint. I know that 267 is on the right side of that midpoint. It's past the halfway point on its way to 300. So I know that 267 is going to round up to 300. Now let's think about the number 347. And we want to think about what two hundreds is 347 in between. At this time, I want you to pause the video so you can give this one a shot on your own, and then press play to check your answer with me. All right, let's take a look at it. I know that this number 347 is going to be somewhere in between 300 and 400. So those are going to be my two numbers on the side. Now thinking of this, I know that in the middle of 300 and 400 would be 350. Anything less than that is going to round down. Anything more than that is going to round up. And here I have 347, which I know is less than 350. So I know it's going to round down to 300. So one question I get a lot is what happens if we have a number like 350 or 450 or 550 where it's right exactly in the middle? So let's take a look at that. Write down the number 450. Let's think about what two numbers are on either side. So I know 450 is going to be between 400 and 500. And it's exactly in the middle. It's equally far from 400 as it is from 500. So where are we going to round? Well, mathematicians also found this issue. And they decided that whenever we're right in the middle, when we're exactly the same distance between both of these side numbers, we're always going to round up. So 450 would round up to 500. Now, taking a look back at rounding to our nearest tens. If we had a number that was also right in the middle, so say we had the number 35, I know my two shoulder numbers, my two side numbers are going to be 30 and 40. Once again, we're right in the middle. We're 5 away from 30 and 5 away from 40. Once again, we're always going to round up. So whenever you're right in the middle, always round up. So now you have both lessons from 8-3, rounding to the nearest 10 and rounding to the nearest 100. Please keep your notes out when working on these problems to refer to them and use these tables for help. And you can also use your hundreds chart. If you need additional support, just find your teacher and you'll have another mini lesson. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here for our next video.